finish working on the head. So select it. Let's bring in the rest of our hair. So we have eyebrows, we have eyelashes, and peach fuzz. Okay, so select the eyebrows. And you'll want to come over here, click Add, and let's see. That looks good. Select the face again. Now let's do our eyelashes. And last but not least, the old peach fuzz. Okay, now there's stuff that's called binding, groom binding, all right? And we're going to want to do that next. So let's go to the male hair, groom binding. This is for the head, and you'll want to select that and come down here to binding asset, and again use the selected asset from content browser. I already have it selected. And then we're going to need to do that for everybody. So next is eyebrows. So that takes care of that. Eyebrows. Now let's do eyelashes. And let's do peach fuzz. Now you're going to want to make sure that you're zeroing out your locations. Okay, so grab each of these and zero that out, and you can see them snapping into place. Okay, now let's hide the schmog. So select it, come over here and do a search for visibility, and just untick it. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is do kind of a deep dive into the material. So you can see it right here. Go ahead and double click it. Then you're going to come all the way down. This parent. Double click that. All the way down, go to that parent. All right. Now we're at the base of our mesh. So we're going to right click, add a, let's see here, we're doing a linear gradient. There we go. And we're going to want to select this and change our blend mode to masked. That should activate our opacity mask. And then we're going to want to add something that's called a 1 minus. All right, now you're dealing with a bunch of shaders at this point, so it might be a little sluggy on your computer, but you're going to want to apply and save. And it's going to recompile its shaders. Now you know all about recompiling from our material tutorial that was done on the very first Unreal Engine video tutorial series. Okay, now what we're going to want to do is come back to here, because, well, let's see, if we go to, yeah. So you can see that it's clipping, it's masking it out, it's doing a little bit too much. Let's type in opacity mask clip value. Okay. Let's type in 2.2 and save. Now when we come back in here, you can see that we have the neck. If I get in real tight, you can see that we can still see a little bit of that. So let's actually bring this down to what? 0.18. Okay. Gets us a little lower. Let's actually come down a little bit more. Let's do about a 1.6. Yeah, I think that's going to work. All right, and then I think we want to do a little repositioning of the head. So we'll turn off snap, and we're going to bring it back just a little bit. That looks good. Okay. That takes care of the head. So again, compile and save. And on to the next part. All right, let's go ahead and select our mesh. Let's pop in our animation blueprint. All right, what the heck happened there? So let's do a 90. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, and our character's coming alive a little bit. I think, and this is where you can really start to fine-tune stuff. I think the holster is actually a little too small. All right, that looks pretty good. And let's bring the schmog back. So go ahead and do a visibility. All right, now let's go ahead and activate this morph. So select the mesh, event graph, and here's your event begin play. Do a set morph target. And you're going to want to find out exactly what that morph target is called. So let's go back to our project, skeleton, and that is knee pad left. So we'll copy that. And I don't know, 0.4, something like that. Let's see what that gets us. Okay, so the morph target isn't coming through, and that's because we're working off of a pawn, all right? We just need to do something a little different. It's not that bad. Okay, so what we need to do is go into the event graph, and instead of calling it from an event begin play, we're going to do a custom event. Okay, go ahead and name it. And plug that in. And then now what we need to do is call for this from a construction script. Okay, so we have our event graph set up. We have a custom event happening here. If we go into our construction script, let's grab this morph target, bring it over, and just plug it in. Okay, then do a compile. And now in your viewport, yeah, good. You should be able to see your knee pad now. So let's go ahead and grab the mesh and pause the animation. And let's position this knee pad a little bit better. There we go. All right, and I think we have our morph at 1. Yeah, we do. We could probably get by with a 0.5. We're getting a little poke through there, so let's bring it up to a 0.6. We still got a little poke through. All right. Now, you can kind of cheat a little bit. And just do some slight custom tweaking here. All right, let's call that good. So that happens when the morph target thing happens, when you're dealing with something other than a skeletal mesh. And so this is the way out of it. Again, you're just going to right click, create a custom event, name it, and then in your construction script, you're just going to use a morph target and hook your construction script up to it. And then you get your morph happening. All right, so let's select the body, unpause. Now we can actually do a different animation at this point. What we can do is use animation asset, and then it'll show us from our retargeted animations. All right, and let's see here, play rate. We bring that down to a 0.5. Okay. Let's pause and Reposition this knee pad again. Okay, you can see that our character's really starting to come to life now.